Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures in the TARDIS.
He is here with Chris, the author.
Yeah.
The father.
The father of all things happening here. But yeah, hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hopefully my throat is better now. A lot better than it was in the morning.
Yeah.
So we had to delay a little bit just for me to eat. There might be some coughing in the meantime. I can't do anything about it.
If there's just a bit, I would even call that normal.
I mean, a bit can be a lot for some people. Not what I said.
I wonder if I check the story itself, it actually shows the eye symbol on it, indicating someone's viewing it right now. I actually rarely catch that. I believe to do that, I'll have to go to the exact chapter you're at.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, we are having some crystal boys. Sounds like we are gonna look into the crystal. We are
You mean
gonna
like the red crystal?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we chose this one.
No, that's not it.
No, it's not. It's not. This one. There you go. Oh no. I hear the vacuum cleaner. I hope my mother is not coming in right now. But let's start. They wrapped into a costume bag cloak. They knew they'd back in the scene. And finally acted on the train. She doesn't lean back too hard in the scene though. It goes across her wing. Night again is hidden in the shadows of her hood. Then she mirrors Dr. Candy sitting across from her, and the other man looks around her in almost giddy fascination, especially when the Doctor hears the horn of the train, which he knows that is about to go. The Doctor or the Doctor? Because it's not a capital letter, it must be Dr. Candy. I think you have your roles here recording everything for posterity. The guess is to her friend, sitting across from her. One of them, I. Dr. Kelly is now a pirate. She replied, I'm sorry, but this is just so fascinating to me. Like you, I am a historian too, and to me, this time and indeed this whole world is part of my history. To me, its trains are so old that we still have them in the museum, but we never use them. We have this holodisk that we use. But we can't even focus on daring, as she said. And I want to get this right. Some of the information we have in my society has holes in it. There are other bits of information that are suspect too. In the hundreds of thousands of years of our society's existence, the odds are high that some of our history texts get edited because of various organizations and agendas. I literally forgot that Dr. Kelly is here and she is recording to the crystal as well. Crystals.
Yep.
We can still take a slight turn to you get fed up with what he already had his here in the therapy session. What
Yeah.
to look you?
She uses crystals all the time too.
Yeah, his God. That's part of why I knew what I knew, too. They said. To find out what really happened, and get the girls right. Also some ancient sites and not space house. Some dangerous things. I want to make sure they don't fall into the wrong grooves. So she got a note in agreement, as she said. Avert the endeavor, miss. No name. I mean, I can even hear Nainu start coughing when she starts mentioning the name.
Oh yeah.
Please! Nine lifts up a me's hoof in the mission. Don't say my name out loud right now. Not either of them. With you know who. So she is now Voldemort. The scan leaves an eyebrow while regarding Nine curiously as she asks, then why don't you have a third personality? You are hiding your name with a well-known name. Where have I heard that before? Alright, Batman and Bruce Wayne.
That's a good example, but Superman wouldn't be. I don't think Clark is that famous.
No, Clark is literally just a news reporter.
Yeah, not even the anchor, not the guy that tends to be in front of the camera. I think he's the guy that's collecting the news and writing it down.
I mean, Peter Parker is just a photographer as well.
So Peter specifically would not be that famous.
The thing is that villains usually don't know who Superman is in human form or Spider-Man. There are some differences when they find out, but for Batman they usually know, oh, wait, who is the only person who has this much money in this city?
I found it weird to. I remember seeing a movie where Kent was invited to prison with Lex Luthor, and who was personally inviting him. He and this super genius never recognized his arch enemy next to him. As a matter of fact, he actually liked Clark Kent. He considered him an everyman. So he trusted him to write down his news with integrity, and he even revealed some of his secret hideouts or something like that he had in prison.
It reminds me of the old Batman movie, or I don't know if it was a movie or series, when Two-Face was literally right in front of Batman and he didn't recognize that it's confident. Like, do you see me? Who am I? Two-Face. Okay, now, Batface. Now, confident. So, put it together. Two-Face, what did you do with them? When the whole joke that Batman was really meant at recognizing people.
Sort of like lifting a leaf in front of you, like, oh, where'd you go?
Yeah. I mean, that's why he needed to come in. Dr. Kennedy lifts an eyebrow while regarding Nine curiously as she asks, are you really paranoid that you will be recognized and attacked on the train? It's happened before, I'm assured. It's not that I can't handle a scuffle, but right now, I'm on an important mission. I don't want to get sidetracked while lives are on the line and time is of the essence. Then why didn't you go there with the time machine? Why didn't you go back before it happened? In this time
Maybe
period too, there
maybe
are,
using your wings could be faster too, arguably.
yeah, there are those who recognize me, oh there, and have various identities for me. I mean, there is a reason why they are not flying. You know what? I have another solution. I literally talked about this, that for those carrying this is an ancient technology. The train.
Right. Yeah.
She has the same holodisk. She can procure a same level of holodisk that they had in the Magi world. That is literally a lot faster than anything else in this world.
Do you mean the same holodisk that Merida used for transportation in
Yeah,
the ancient world? Okay. Dr. Kelly doesn't have transportation that fast, but yes, she can conjure a force field that can move.
I mean, it's not that fast, but it's definitely faster than a train.
Maybe? Well, it could probably at least take it more directly. And fly over obstacles, too.
But the reason why they do this is endurance. Because I can fly fast, but they can't fly that long. And they
The
can
force field disc though that Merida used would be significantly faster than a train. I would even argue probably faster than any modern technology we have.
yeah,
It was able
maybe
to zip across the terrain extremely fast, and yet everyone inside of it didn't feel the gravity of the momentum.
maybe a fighter jet would be able
Hmm.
to outclass it, but they don't have it in this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
how
heard
much?
Rainbow Dash can be able to keep up with the fighter jet if she's doing Sonic Rainbow speed.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash is probably one who would be able to keep up with the disc, but also run out of endurance. Because the Sonic Boom is a big burst of speed, yes, but she cannot continue with that speed.
That's what I'm thinking too. I've never seen her sustain that kind of very, very high speed across a vast terrain. I mean, not once have I ever seen her go
Yeah.
considerably distance with that. And that makes sense. It seems like that would take enormous effort to achieve that speed.
And it wouldn't be good on your body either.
Probably not.
Then how about I do this? To carry up as she ignites her horn. A jam glows on her left throat, and the result of it. And her horn glows the same color. A fourth bubble glows and glows around them faintly. Reminds me of a certain librarian. The library pony. The librarian, but would let her and try to have the same bubble.
Very much so, yes. That's exactly what it does.
If it caught the attention of a few other ponies in this part of the train, but if nothing obviously dangerous or interesting happens, the attention eventually drifts to something else again. Yeah, magic is so often used on trains that nobody's batting an eye.
I'm going to assume it's not against the law, as long as it's not dangerous. But I can imagine it could have been that way.
Yeah, but the thing is, the angel was literally asked to not say her name, because she was not about attention. So what you do? You get a spell that literally brings attention to you from everyone.
Kind of, but now they can't hear him.
Yeah, but if I was sitting like watching over and I saw that, I would be like, why are they so secretive? Who is that? Oh wait, is that my favorite author?
She's still in the cloak.
I mean, yeah, but she does have the. Wait, does she have the glasses on?
Has the what?
The
The
glasses.
glasses? I don't think so.
Okay. What did you do? Like, as a surprise, as she got the faintly glowing, that's about yellow sphere around them. Well, she does that, uses her voice echo them in. I can a sound bubble around us. It's carrying space. None of that which we say will escape in this bubble anymore. If you wish, I can make it open color too, so no other party can see us either. But then we can see out of the sphere too. Wait, so Kelly, you haven't been able to make it so that you cannot see, you can see out but they can see in?
Well, that's what she said. That's what she said.
Yeah. I was not attracting attention anymore that we have. That has dying. Alright, keep the mobile, but leave it transparent. I will have to keep my token with who love in this case, but at least we have a private conversation now. Until someone goes inside the bubble. Because
Yeah,
I
so you-
assume it's not a force field. It's just a bubble.
There's also some spells that could pop it.
Like this ahead. And I suppose there was no reason you did this. Until you wish to privately discuss with me. I know indeed, that was the case. Then why didn't you do it before we went to the train?
Well, they have a long time to discuss this during the train.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't you say earlier that you had one of your toes here? Only one of your toes here? There you go. If so, why the other? No, she said one of them is curling. She didn't say that she only has one of them here. My friend others. But can the answer? Okay, so it is not here, but once again, he did not say that.
Yeah. Well, she's saying it now.
Yeah, it's can the answer. I wanted to leave something behind with them, just in case they need it in my absence. It can alert me over the emergency, in that case. And I can utilize it from a distance to perform a certain task. Oh, so it is something like this. This is now Dr. Kelly's drone. In case of emergency.
What if it rings like deet 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 deet?
I mean, you can make it so that it plays that one. I should let them, let them the tiny crystal shards that allow me to communicate with them about their status. If they need me directly, then I can lay down a warp circle and teleport back to the TARDIS. If I leave a circle here, I can use the warp back too, and that's on my journey. Yeah, but remember that the train might go in a different location by the time you arrive back.
But she's talking about embedding the circle within the train itself, so it moves with the train.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Dino is leaving the train orally while she comes back, and the train is orally.
Right. Yep. Yep, that could happen.
You're quite successful. Dino looks admiringly. If you never take agreement on that is a statement, the scary floats a yellow lollipop into her mouth. It says, "Why thank you, Miss Lou? I quite agree." She then runs sadly in the numbers. "Do you want one?" "No, thanks." Like the eyes will start shaking over her head. After telling you for a while over the moon, I think I need a bit of break from lollipops for quite some time. "Oh, phooey!" The guy said peacefully. "Don't forget it will have too many lollipops. Especially these ones since they have no side effects to our health." "No, but it seems to me that you are still addicted to them." "I mean, it is still better than doing something else." We are talking about the censored lollipops in anime when they are literally censoring cigarettes with lollipops.
We know ponies can be quite quirky.
This stupid thing isn't what I'm talking about. Originally, that was a cigarette.
I know. I'm gonna boldly present this lollipop because I'm a cool guy.
And now, because of that, I can't. I can only see Dr. Kelly actually smoking. But because it's a killer show, they have to use lollipops.
You gotta think some weird scenes that would just not make sense in One Piece because of that. So he's gonna be lifting a lollipop to his mouth using both hands because one of the hands used to use the lighter.
There is no lighter.
Yeah, there's no lighter. So he's holding both hands to his mouth for no reason.
Yeah? I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch the standard version. I
And
just know
then
the meme.
I guess he'll pull out the lollipop and blow out as if he was blowing smoke.
Yeah?
Yeah, this doesn't add up.
I mean, kids did that. I mean, probably everyone did that. To each their own. I said your perception. Like argued. Yeah.
It wasn't. This wasn't as egregious as the remake of E.T., where freaking soldiers and police officers are threatening others with walkie-talkies.
Oh.
They
That
replaced guns with walkie-talkies.
even better. This censorship.
Please, oh, use this walkie-talkie. They're just pointing fingers at.
Yeah, the left is the original.
I am so scared.
They don't even have a walkie-talkie. Yeah. Guys, looks kind of shocked. Jonas, if you ever change your mind, no? During the brief journey we have together, you let me know. I mean, I wouldn't mind having an imaginative lollipop that doesn't do anything bad to my house.
Oh yeah, you pretty much the flavor's the only thing you'll get from it.
Yeah? I mean, no. Not only the flavor, but actually the act of licking a lollipop as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people who are only smoking because they are used to the smoking.
Yeah.
They know it's bad. They wanna stop, but they can't because they are so used to it. But let me get to the main issue here. Let me get to the main issue here. So yeah, I know you are with me to scan the ice moon lilies once we get to Crystal Mountain. But what else? I can tell you want something else from me. No, looks like a mama. Oh wow! It's kind of moment as she looks around herself. Do all things sound like this one? Yes. I still miss the typical tlum 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 noise
Oh
when
yeah.
you are on the
It's the
train.
yeah, it's the tracks.
It depends on the terrain and weather. Like elsewhere. You cannot talk back and forth about this much. I should find it kind of smoothing.
Did you say smoothing?
Soothing. I mean, it can be smoothing as well.
Smoothing, rocking back and forth. All right.
I suppose I would completely agree. It's kind of implied. And since I'm making a recording of this now, I can make a verification of this more later on for those who are interested. Objection, Scully. Your drone is levitating, so it is not recording the working back and forth. You should set it down on the seat.
Well, if the drone is still in the air, it's noticing the train moving around it, and
Yeah?
then it will add that to the simulation later.
It's adding an AI filter on it.
Mm-hmm.
I find the clicking of the tag soothing background white noise too. Saying that. I mean, just what I said.
Uh-huh. Well, then she agrees with you.
It's not that. The scan agrees with another scan about this card, which ever shifts to look back out of the dark window. Since it is so dark outside, though, she sees her own reflection more in the window. And now we can jump into mystery train.
uh, Adventure Time did that as well. Almost the exact same plot.
Yeah, but in your story, it wouldn't be so surprising. Oh, who was the one who came in here? Who ate the cake? Because you see the magic.
It's the guy whose name is Colbert.
Yeah. But yeah, in your world, magic is visible.
Mm-hmm. Are you okay, thief?
And if we think about that, in actual MLP, magic is not visible. Except barriers. It's just a representation for us to see who is casting magic.
In the story, the magic's a little bit audible too.
Yeah?
Like tiny little ringing sounds.
The two are silent for a couple of minutes, and they more just enjoy and absorb the atmosphere of this moment. Wait, so the sound is coming in normal, but it's not coming out.
Reread that sentence. For a moment, I thought it said the word moment twice, but it didn't.
Actually, they embraced the silence by asking. I think that keeping the moment of silence off is costing you your magic. But it's still up. You might want to get the main point. Get on with it!
Yes, get on with it.
Right. The guy agrees again. I should make a dash at her floating all of lesson. I mean, I would assume casting this spell costs a lot more magic than keeping it up.
Maybe.
It's like telling the PC actually takes more power than keeping it turned on.
Yeah, that might be the case.
I know you're leaving soon, and that's quite understandable. You have your own adventures to do in your time. But and more to write thereafter. During our travel together, though, it has become apparent that you have a lot of valuable skills that you try to pass on. Something was especially interested in those lessons. I know, that you is. And she eyes a fond smile within the shadows of her hood. Despite being way taller than me, I know she looked up to me, and I admired her too, for her serious dedication to those lessons. It's a shame I won't have the chance to finish those lessons. Why not?
Oh, she's leaving.
But she can come back. Anytime. Remember, they have a time machine. They can come to you anytime you want.
Oh yeah.
But what if you could? The can quickly effect, since the conversation is now getting close to the main point. What if I told you there's a way for you to do so, even after you leave? Are you talking about me? Are you talking about this thing? Right here? Some people don't even know what these are.
Oh, I do. In order to play them, you have to toss them onto the ground, and the sound just mysteriously appears in the air.
I mean, we do have kids magic, right? So she's about to record the teachings in the holographic manner. And then she can reenact the Princess Leia moment. Oh my god, Kenobi, you are on the chance! I would normally be skeptical of a claim like that, but the research that you and the doctor have shown makes my skepticism feel obsolete. If that is the case, I would care for an elaboration. I will do better than just tell you. I will show you. And I will do something more, something different that will get the attention of everybody around here. The secretary promises before reaching a roof into one for good breath. Pulls out a rubber jam. Specifically a fire rubber jam. It sounds like to me that health crystals are made for storage. For knowledge and also emotions. Let's pity out of the hair. Then observed. Don't let that thing near a spike. Imagine Spike eating one of the red gems, and Spike was trying to, like, coming in. No! Those were my Euro classes!
In that case, I'm picturing, was it Princess Ember saying, I didn't know it was appropriate to decorate your coats with your friend's favorite food?
Yes,
Actually, there's a bunch of outfits that Rarity might have that she may be horrified to have draconic guests other than Spike be near.
yeah. Yes, and this is naturally entered in Fire Medium too, so to can explain. As a photo from the Asian continent we just recently explored, from the education guest. The same, so to can conquer, wow. What's more, a gem like this has a naturally cool summer signature to you. Meaning? Meaning it will take much for me to imagine the frequency of the gem with your own magical aura, to can explain. If I do so, then you can use it to upload any information from you that you want, or vice versa if you wish. Be careful that it is almost getting close to uploading yourself into the cloud.
Crystal memories.
Yep. Where are you going with this offer? Like as with a hidden suspicion. Suspicious twin. One eye on the shadow of her hood. I afraid it for you to hold and attune yourself to this crystal. That looks scary. If you do, then you can upload information from you to it, such as your skills. And then yes. And then I can in a unit to create a record holographic avatar of you who can finish lessons you started. Uploading can more than download the information you store on this crystal. The opponent learns to attune themselves to this crystal too. Huh? Then yes, the confusing. Is this a magic thing? Is this something your time does in the future?
They do this in Final Fantasy VII as well. It's called Materia.
Yeah.
Some of them store not just spells, but also skills.
I mean, the most useful material is sand. Doesn't much anymore. Inform them to carry actually lose and the fire of gem. Not for a very long time, in fact. He lose by dying. Long ago, though, he used to produce various colored magic gems, which could be immune with various purposes. How about specific rosette magical auras, like nourishing the body of any body that was nearby? So, they didn't even need to eat.
So those are gems that can store a function and constantly radiate that function.
Yeah, there were also memory stores or scale crystals. You can upload or download the information so and each body in turn to the crystal. So you can change the crystal actually storing. I said. Say you use this one to upload your martial arts skills, and then they learn uppercut. Once it is done,
They tune themselves to the crystals, then look to the side and say, I know Kung Fu.
yeah. If I
Sure.
once it is done, if I interact with myself to the resonance frequency of the crystal properly, then I can access this information. So within it. And if it was an extension of my pain, so that an achievement at your proximity of the crystal is maintained. I prefer martial arts up to level of skill which you immerse into the crystal. And if you practice enough, your body will remember it.
Yeah, that's true. In that case, it'd be like holding an instruction booklet and learning from that and practicing from it plenty of times so that eventually you don't need the book anymore.
Yeah? Oh, now you're saving the station. And I can teach the skill too. The skill yet. Again, up to the low skill you remove the crystal though. It's always possible I could add my own spin to the lesson using what I have learned. That is very common. Now you agree. Martial arts is really an art. But to get past the basics, I will use to put my own spin to it. And like cooking or painting. Eventually, I will use it about their own style. It depends on the martial art. There are some martial arts who they are like, no, you are doing this, or you are not doing martial arts.
Well, then you could probably apply that to cooking and painting too.
Yeah? No.
But some styles might be pretty strict.
Yeah. The characters in the fire museum of fun, keep it for a moment. Then navigation is along the way down. Some reasons the only party who could benefit from those lessons was carrying problems that I knew. In fact, there's other Philip, who will be joining us soon, that could use the lessons even more. You mean Vision? I guess. I mean, that is the problem. They use martial arts and relying on vision. Not vision, but
Yeah.
seeing
Well,
the enemy.
some daring style would also rely on wings as well.
Yeah? Okay, note as she said, the same. It really does have some technological aid, which can act and has for the natural constitution. But it only magnifies any effort made to improve herself. Then, if no effort is made, the then of 0 is still 0. No, that's not how it works. Actually, if no effort is made, you are not stopping at 0, you are going into the negatives. That's how money works. If you don't make any effort to improve yourself, it's going down here. Let's multiply that as well. Now, if you think about that, if Vision doesn't do anything, you sit at her home all the time, not doing anything. I'm looking at myself.
Nanotech's supposed to make a smart body in order to improve health. Chances are she'd be better off than even doing no effort than if she was doing no effort without the nanotech.
Yeah. I understand. Like you showed before she showed. Sort of. My point is, lessons like this can greatly and efficiently improve her health. It can informed. That in turn greatly affect any future adventures she may have. Or even the past, like her alliance. Which is instantly with the doctor and he has a time machine. Who's saying the lessons she will learn haven't already been applied, something we have already encountered. Remind me of the Armado trailer that I will show you after.
Okay, hold on. Type a message up real quick as a reminder in Discord.
No, I remember. It's fine. Like one of the three men in the spacesuit we encountered in the city of those above. The guy points out. You're thinking of the same one, too, aren't you? Then guessing rightly. The one who seemed to be in charge of the team. The one who stuck at the trap of the chaos beast and then took down like it was nothing. Not only did she have a very fine martial arts skill, but she knew when to strike before it happened. I've never seen anybody do something like that before. One punch! Dr. Sandler. That's all I took for her. One punch! Was she born as well? You don't know because they had a spacesuit on. I know. I got it in the event and lose it over since then. To get a shot. That's why I asked you teach her that she will know this later. Oh yeah, you had that communication crystal or not, which will monitor our status. There you go. My celestial, it is such a useful ability. Because of that event, I reached the same conclusion. Let's carry a shot. Because is eventually going to become captain of her own TARDIS. And we need to do our own part. That she is ready for that honor someday. Good, and I offer you to imbue some of your skills into this crystal, which is already a close match for your own frequency. If you do this, then you can leave a little legacy behind us. Or in front of us as well. I promise you that we will use it to help us continue to improve. A blind Quill is going to grow up to become the captain of her own TARDIS. The moment as she looks out to the left at the window of the train. I mean, now say the same to your own silly self that you are gonna grow up and go on adventures. It's such a marvelous thing, right?
Mystic.
I think he's very funny. Just carry in mind. I think she's barely even begun to sketch the surface of her potential. And who knows how many other things can it as well she made it to encounter. To have her make up for her weaknesses even further. So, if I don't do this, the future version of Vision may be less skilled. And we will die.
Right.
Do you realize that I realize it? It also means she might not be around to save my past self from happening most of the day. Yeah, so it is very stone that she will learn it from someone, even if it's not you. Because it's already happened.
Sure. Even well, you could say that someone else may teach her an improved version of martial arts, but the version that Derry knows could at least be helpful for athletic purposes.
Yeah?
And that could improve health.
That's a very interesting possibility, but can I get? Me too. Do I have your interest and cooperation? I know look back at the mechanic as request. Before I agree to any of this, tell me more about the human potential. If I agree to the plan, then I mean that any other pony will try to themselves with crystal 2 will have access to all my memories. Oh my god, you are going into that. So if I agree to the plan, my memories become Creative Commons. It is almost as if we are talking about AI. Then, if I agree to your plan, then if I use my voice here, can AI learn it and use it against me? And that you can just send me away, I'm not no longer needed.
There is a story you read in the past already of mine that indicates this process will repeat in another scenario. Starbreeze had traveled into the past, into her father's body, but Feathern was still there. Uh, in the red crystal, a copy of his consciousness was in there,
Yeah?
constantly accessible to her. So Feather's going to use the same technique that Dr. Kelly's teaching right now, and Feather learns it too.
I
It's
mean,
either
in a
that or
sense,
Crystal Sage teaches him.
he might already have done it.
Hmm. Perhaps, yeah.
Immediately even knowing. He already attuned himself to the crystal.
Right. She had a specialized technique in doing so that her race specializes in. They do it all the time.
Yeah. Yes and no. Okay, yes, son. Let me clarify. After I finish imbuing this crystal, anybody who tattoo themselves to this crystal effectively will only be able to access the information you specifically uploaded into it. They will not have access to anything else. Then there will be a little higher for others as he said. Yeah, if you fireball into this, they will not be able to cast Geyser.
Yep. And that kind of gem probably leans more on a fire element.
That's why I said fireball.
Yeah.
The only crystal like a glass jar. The other thing any other opponent will be able to withdraw from this jar, no matter what you put into it. Now I'm going back into my own, not D&D, but other RPG, where I had the crystal mage. Yes, you have a jar, but what if you had another jar with other magic, and you combine them? Right?
Then the real fun begins.
But they would be only able to access that information to get the attunement, which is remained. The one that is cut off, they lose access to the information stored in the crystal. It has in like a second brain. It can only access this as long as they keep a gem nearby and maintain the attunement. I see. Like that, I settled back. But once a pony attuned to this crystal, such a pony can teach this skill to others too. And it's up to the degree that he could. So you can add. What if, let's say, you find someone who is not good at explaining things, but they are good at their skill. They upload that skill to the crystal and give it to someone who is good at explaining things.
So by tuning themselves to the crystal, they become inept?
The next question, are they gonna be not be able to explain it because the original owner couldn't explain it? Or will they be able to explain it like, because they are good at explaining things?
I would say that the skill probably would weaken but not disappear because their own skills had not disappeared. It's simply this other thing added to it, and it was a negative number, so it weakened your skill potentially to zero, but not necessarily to it.
I mean, this had been a thing when we had group projects in school. Like, okay, I can do the thing, I can write it down, but you are gonna write it down because you are better at explaining things.
If you had like a skill in eloquence +5, and then someone else uploaded to crystal of eloquence -4, and then you become attuned to the crystal, 4 minus 5 is 1, so you still have a little bit of eloquence left.
Yeah. For instance, I say I need to use the crystal to access your martial arts skills temporarily, and look at that 2 minutes after the crystal. With that access, I then use it to teach with a serving martial arts. They will have instant access to a skill like I do to the crystal, but anything they learned through my lessons would be slowly and permanently accumulate. So in a sense, it is like a sword or any other kind of weapon. If they kick it out of your hand or hooves, then you will not be able to use the weapon anymore.
Swifthoof had something like that too, where he was able to psychically attune to objects and able to absorb their memories. He could be able to use the skills of the most skilled previous wielder, but the moment he loses access to that tool, all of that knowledge is suddenly gone, unless he manually trained himself to
Yeah?
make it more permanent.
So I'm curious, would he be able to attune himself to the crystal because he touches it immediately because he knows how to then?
I would say so. Yeah, he's just a natural receptacle for any kind of person or object or even rooms that he enters in. He was just that sensitive. And these are the kind of crystals constantly projecting that information, but they're doing it in a certain kind of language. He just has the ability to naturally translate languages like that.
What if he imbues him his skill of the touch reception? What he had?
I guess that would be possible, but and then the other people would gain that skill so long as they remain attuned to that crystal.
Yeah?
Unlike him, they would require that crystal to have that skill, unless they somehow train it themselves to acquire it permanently, and using the crystal as a guide and how to master the skill.
I mean he would be the best one to give crystals to because he can just touch the best martial artist weapon that is in the museum and then attune himself to the crystal.
Imagine if in Final Fantasy VII, although more accurate to describe it as Final Fantasy IX, so that game really did have the system that you acquired a materia, and as long as you're holding and attuned to it, you temporarily have access to whatever skill or ability it's got until you master it. And then you could chuck away the stone and you still have access to the skill.
Yeah?
Because you trained in it the real way, through effort. In that case, it was like the stone was a teacher.
Indeed. It depends upon the pony and there is a large compatibility with the gem in question. Okay, that's what. The quality of the gem is an issue too. That's why the more advanced path in my history is rarer and higher quality gems. We are going back to the gemologist.
Mm-hmm.
He had the most unique spell in a simple rock. Because everyone would just go for the high quality gems and they would not think or geodes at all.
Okay.
They were like, oh, he has a fire helmet, that must be fire spell.
That's a clever idea. But then the imbuer could be equally ignorant of what gems are inside of the rock if they never crack it open to find out.
They
what's
don't
inside.
need to make all attunement.
Okay.
Like, he literally had one of the spells to actually check what gem is inside without actually checking it open.
Ah, excellent. It's kind of like the read magic spell.
Yeah. But yeah, the problem with gems here is, yeah, there are thieves in this one as well. In Polymod. And also there are players who like to eat gems. So be careful with it.
You're probably right, but I actually can't think of a thief that I saw on the show. That's a pony. Oh, yeah, I remember some diamond dogs that was stealing stuff.
Yeah? Also, what if a dragon ate one of the gems that are tuned? Would he gain abilities?
Perhaps destroyed. In chewing and digesting it. The energy is now attached to what? The object that's destroyed. It's kind of like your spirit leaving your body when your body dies.
What I have here, though, I believe, would be a strong vibrational match for you. As well, I claim this gem during your time period. The vibrational energies of the environment were unusually high compared to other times and places. Symbolically speaking, this gem would be akin to a large glass jar for you. No! No, we are not putting ponies into glass jars. No!
Oh, come on, it'll be fun.
I have been on the internet for long enough to know what that implies.
Learn to be a really good contortionist.
As such, you can use a great deal of information in it. Like I said too, you can also be selective about the information you remove this crystal. In this case, I believe it is good enough to allow you to move with multiple skills. Like my taking skills, martial arts, medical knowledge, and history lessons. Then list all at my chief through all the possibilities. Ooh, that would be good too. She goes on to provide a moment to herself, but she added something else that might be useful to imbue into the crystal. So these I think your interest in cooperation with Kelly checks with 9 new. Yes, okay then, 10,000 bits, please. I mean, then,
Adventuring is expensive. If Kelly had to do it right now, though, she'd probably more likely pay in gems.
yeah, literally none of them said that they would do it for free. One, the gem is not free. Two, the teaching is not free.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few more questions first, if you don't mind. Like just without Kelly. Go on. Well, it has been an hour then, because the song went away.
Well, now we're in Jamaica.
I mean, we might be in a new area of the train.
Yeah, they just look outside the train and people are dancing beside palm trees with double rattles.
They don't see it because it's dark.
Okay.
Go on, let's get an invite. Tell me more about this other man possessed. Thank you, correct. I think since the gem is a natural, it's such a natural match for my natural frequency, it will be easy for me to attribute to and immune to it. But what about after that though? How easy will it be for anybody else to later access that information? Can I put a passport on it? This is what she's asking. Also, yeah, it will be a thing that can I set a specific set of instructions that you can to myself that is inside the crystal to tell that, oh, you can only teach this to this and this and this kind of phony.
It would be almost like a password lock.
It depends how much the phone can match your aspect method too. You can the answer. The two things is very with each pony in our case. They are many who think they feel like you. So they might be able to tune themselves to the crystal quickly. And would have settled quite a bit harder. It is not impossible for them, and they are willing. But it's like learning foreign language. So that is very different from the one they started with. I mean, just like for me, English is literally thinking the other way around. Some words are literally on the opposite side of the sentence.
Yeah, that's basically what she said.
That's why I said to my mother that, no, don't try to translate things from word to word, because you will not understand anything. You have to read the whole sentence before you put everything together. That's why I sometimes I like thinking that, oh wait, the sentence is over. No, it's not over.
It's just occurred to me, kind of interesting, that if you could actually literally translate some languages like Japanese, it will read like English reversed. And I knew that, but I also knew that they write their books in reverse too. Going from the back cover towards the front cover, and they write it the opposite way. Now, it's interesting that both of those facts are true. Speaking backwards, but also reading and writing backwards. Compared to English. It's as if it's designed to be the reverse. Like someone intentionally tried to make these languages absolutely opposite.
I mean, they are not heading backwards. They are still heading from left to right, but in comic books and
I
other
heard
books
no,
as well.
that's not the case. They read from the back cover to the front cover, and they do read from right to left. Absolutely opposite.
Nope.
Add to that, they also have different symbols for
They do hit from the back cover to the front cover, but they don't hit from right to left.
Maybe it's Chinese language too, but I also remember something about reading from either up to down or down to up, going that way in the page.
There you go. Definitely do hit from up to down. Most of the time. If it's comic or just books, they just go from the back cover to the front cover. But they don't hit right to left. The words in the sentences are still either up to down or left to right. Depending on how they write it. But never right to left.
I heard the up differently. Can you look that up?
If it's if it's up from up to down, they are heading from left to right. But first going in columns. But if it's written in left to right, then they are heading like yours. Because they need to use multiple different type of writing. I know because I literally learned the Japanese. I mean, I can just show you this right here.
This whole conversation's being recorded.
It's fine. You know, we are going off topic all the time. There you go, that's right behind my PC. Those are all the symbols for Japanese. You don't see too much. Those are just I don't remember too much, but I did learn some of Japanese. Amazing. The fact that you are much I give you a layoff in the situation that I checked. It's very much not so, yes, that you can concur. That is because my race has been communing with the crystals for so long, the learning to do ourselves to the resonant frequency of each crystal has become more second nature to us. That kind of skill literally is written in our DNA. Does I even know what DNA is? After that,
It's written in our dinner.
After that, we also have technology that can help us attune to crystals easier, as well as telling each crystal to find out what the frequency is. If we have the information, it's like turning all the light switch in a dark room. Now that we are able to see where everything is in the room better, we are able to understand the room easier. I mean, yeah. But I have seen rooms where it is easier to navigate when the light switch is off.
Okay.
Because it is your right room. If the light switch is on, you don't see the walls. But if the light switch is off, you see the edges of the corners because it is luminescent. It's a funny thing. I see. There you fit. Or I can just create a holographic number for you, of you, to carry in mind. In this case, I can just have technology access the information on this crystal directly. When that happens, I can create a copy of you, storing inside the medium to protect it. And you have such a thing in the TARDIS, like cause. I should look back out the window again. Or I can create a holographic note within my hidden nodes, or to carry ads, that will give more mobility for the potential protection. The excellent for another minute. This time, we'll come first by Dr. Kelly. Think of it. If you do this, it will allow you to continue to contribute to our journey in a useful way. While you will leave us from our physical presence. We can informed persuasively. So in a way, it will be like you are still among us, having us out through time and space. The shadow of you will still be out there, helping us to the other general journey, while your physical body remains here, in this time and place, where you get to do whatever you want to do. No, while your physical body remains here in this time and place, doing your own legendary journey. There you go. I will admit that's a very tempting offer. I considered, especially considering how necessary it might be. If I am already benefited from the notice offer, then it will be my own detriment to deny it. Through my understanding, the little to myself. Thank for more than you are all my friends. I would really have me to cast in here if I knew I am behind some asset. It would augment all of your odds of success, and so in a minimal way. And then the next time she meets Nerfy, she's a martial artist. I mean, if you think about that, Nerfy is the closest in body type to Nainu.
Yeah, imagine she uses her clumsiness to advantage. Like, Poe the panda uses his weight to his advantage.
I had a better solution for that.
Maybe Derpy's sparring and blocking two opponents simultaneously because she's aiming each eye at each opponent.
No, it's gonna be this. You know this one, right?
Become a shirtless guy?
No, it's the Darker Fist.
Okay.
But you can never guess what they are gonna do next. I had the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can't just smite currently. And that was the point. That was the point she had been trying to lead to Nainu upon this whole time. But she wasn't there to say it herself. I wanted to make sure it does not have my personal memory. Says Nine. There's a great deal of information I like to keep private. So with I feel I actually have to. I let a doctor in the God. Throughout my travels, I have encountered many ancient societies and learned many secrets. Normally, I like to spread knowledge, but I have discovered something that is best to leave undiscovered. Nothing at Polish society really is a turning point for, and it takes a very wise traveler to realize that. On the side, I am very private person too. I am by sharing my educational knowledge, and in fact, I love that. But the really personal secret I can keep to myself. And also, remember there was a very strange land with talking reptilians in it. Body kind are not bad for that. Either.
I based that paragraph, what she said, on my observations of Daring Do and AK Yearling. I bet there's not too many samples, but everything I have seen there indicates that, yeah, she does like to share the educational stuff, but the very private stuff she really likes to keep away from the public.
I mean, it's in the name, it's private.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm to do so, just can invite. I'm only afraid for you to share whatever knowledge you want to share. Confidence crystal. The request actually brought the roof to a cloak, which was a crystal question. It turned out to get actually lean forward, and message the crystal directly. Instead of using her money to float it over, I mean she's already using it to float the lollipop. She usually floated it over, but this is almost a second moment to her. Passing the crystal directly, then into the important part of the ritual of this moment. Wasting no further time, there is no window the kids are with the close, the holding between multiple rooms. You will try to enter into the meditation. You didn't even need to request her friend for the instruction. He just knows what to do at this moment. It's like she's already attuned to it.
Yeah. Kelly kept saying that this one is strongly, naturally attuned to you. A bit like a kyber crystal that's calling out to a specific Jedi or such.
Several hours passed in the discussion.
Did you read the paragraph above?
No, I was like, wait, something is not right. They should be still on the train.
Okay.
They posed all her memories of, for one, she was immune into this crystal, and waited for it to absorb it. Because the crystal is such a natural harmonic match for her. And in fact, her master too, the crystal accepts such information from her easily and eagerly. Several hours passed in discussion. That is still the problem. The train doesn't go that long.
You can.
How
I
far are
remember
they going?
That's not been specified. And I also remember one time, in fact, maybe the first time they were using the train, they actually slept on it. Bloomberg was on the train too, at the caboose. They woke up the next day rudely when a bunch of buffalo bashed into the train. That was also the one and only time the train was being lugged by a bunch of ponies carrying it from the front. It didn't really seem slower for all that, though.
Yeah, I ain't going that far. I mean, that's actually why they didn't fly. If the train needs several hours, then they would need to stop in multiple times.
One of the most common flying transportation methods, if they're not using the train, is the hot air balloon. And I'm not sure if that's faster. It can be pretty slow in the air, but
you wouldn't want to
you
use the hot air balloon during the night. And also, we don't know what the weather is like out there.
don't know how you steer a hot air balloon once it's in the air. Seems to me it's at the complete mercy of the winds.
No.
I know it's got lift, but I've never seen thrust from the hot air balloons I'm aware of.
There you go. There is not only one burner in the hot air balloon, so you can kind of see it. But you do need to know where the wind is blowing. I'm not a hot air balloon driver. So But originally, Honeymoon is no military mechanism for steering. It is direction with the wind travels to steer itself. But the pilots use the wind direction to steer the hovercraft because at different altitudes the wind direction is different. So it is more like gliding.
Okay.
I didn't hear this one. Here is probability to catch again, then offers kiss back to the scanning. Kiss back. The scanning immediately accepted. The one not scanning touches it, though, isn't daring to intermission it yet. I need you to pass a warning. I set the first warning tone. The knowledge and experience I required in my lifetime, how it came to me after gaining of pastoral trials and simulations. Of course, the guy said matter of factly, No, you don't understand. Like it is.
Oh my goodness. There's a flaw in that sentence.
Where? Oh, there.
Well, holding onto the
I didn't think that's why I was like, like it is why the holding into the crystal. Holding. This knowledge is fire, just like the body who imbued it, and the soul that carries it. In order to earn this knowledge, those who try to attune to it must face the same trials. The same inner demon that I once fought. The reason I am strong is because of all that I suffered and did not before. They get a strong feeling that helpful years for them to attune themselves to this crystal. We have to endure the trials too. They will also need to be forced through the fire, just like I was. If they pass, then they will have ready access to all my knowledge, and in a sense I remove this crystal. But if they fail, well, let's say it's likely they will need psychological counseling of their own. Do I make myself clear? Trying to, you might not understand how this crystal works. This crystal is giving them access to your skills without the trials, without the need to learning it.
She believes that there's so much psychological weight in there that they will crush those who are not ready for it.
Yeah, but once again, this is just pure knowledge inside the crystal.
Well,
I imagine
really,
it is
it's
not
not really.
gonna.
It's just not really. That's just words on a piece of paper. When they access the crystal successfully, they will access it like a second brain, and it can contain anything a brain can, which can include emotional knowledge and such. And it can be difficult to attach pure data from emotional knowledge too. In her Daring's case, it goes hand in hand, or hoof to hoof.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to separate it.
He doesn't, but the crystal does. It's like
The one attempting to imbue, or rather not imbue, attune to the crystal, might serve as a filter too.
yeah. So Nerfy touches the crystal and then says, I know Kung Fu.
She thinks there's a danger to it, and she's giving it to a friend, so she's gonna try to warn her too.
And also, literally saying that, oh, you need to meet her. Because you are the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Apparently so. The creation seems him the found look of her own despite this nice potentially unintentional and usual fun. Oh, because of Crystal? I did miss that as well. Me too. I didn't already know this. I psychoanalyze bodies for a living, and I have done it for centuries. No, you don't psychoanalyze bodies for a living because you don't need a work, but you do psychoanalyze bodies. It is your job, but you don't do it for a living. You didn't do it for a living in that spot.
Well, she doesn't do it for dying either.
Yeah.
If I practice this, it will kill me.
I traveled with you for well over a moon, and I've seen what you were like, violent and under pressure. And there's no doubt, in my mind, that the inner strength you have developed came to you after many deep trials and tribulations. You have clawed your way through the caves of fire, came out of the other side, and are faithfully to rise to your hooves, and you face the numerous attacks on the other side. So the truth is outside? Because the truth is on the other side.
Yeah.
From there, you will find it your heart, and if to pour your energy of surviving the trial into it, before your body puts it back on your head, you'll die again. Then you continue to give her a friend, a firm starlight into her friend's eyes. Why do I imagine this? So there I know right now. The firm starlight in friend's eye. He doesn't have the hat on, no, at the moment. I forgot about that.
She does have one.
Yeah, but she doesn't have it on. He wanted
Yes.
me to
Yeah.
too obvious. Which kind of means that game with expert degree of understand. That I cannot often see that level of conviction of this particular matter, but there is a reason why the security often remains calm. It's not just from professionalism, but through understand. Instead if she is a personal user. I'm not giving you this warning purely for your sake, if I'm dying new with a heart tone. I want you to believe me that you will want anyone else will understand to ruin themselves with crystals. You need that to do so. Pun intended. Then they must be prepared to forge their souls to lava. But with me, I want them. I promise to carry well with very firm eye contact. In doing so, you will gain their conviction and authenticity. Her face still remains calm, but her soul loudly projects a message through her eyes. Very well. Like except as she finally exhibits her side of the crystal, I will hold you to it then. And she grabs her and never lets go. I know who you are, and how serious it is. You can get from the assurance as she puts the crystal away in the compression. I won't let you sit down. I swear. The two men go silent again, and they both look out the window into the dark night.
2 moons later, she lost it in the Flim Flam's gambling casino.
I don't think that's possible.
Hmm.
Because she has, remember, she has tools that can cheat if she wanted to.
Yeah. So what you think of the chapter?
Line 2 is misunderstanding the whole thing how this crystal works. It is not gonna do anything to the police who are gonna attack themselves. They are just gonna get the knowledge without any problem. At least that's how you can describe it. That once you do yourself to it, you get the skill. That's all. If you are good too much,
Daring still succeeded with whatever she intended to spew into the crystal. So now we know that the party maintains access to that kind of knowledge even if Daring leaves. So it's kind of like a small part of her remains.
I mean, one thing might be the thing that they too might have unknowingly putting a whole firewall into the thing. Little firewall.
Well, that's possible, and well, it sounds like she's aware of that, or at least thinks that's that's the case. So yeah, she was warning anyone who attempts to tune into this crystal, they will have to attain these skills the hard way, just as I had to.
So yeah, whoever is using the crystal, they will teleport their mind into a temple, which has 2 doors, and one of them is always lying.
Well, pretty much, yeah. That's what she thinks. Is if they try to tune themselves to the crystal, they gotta pass a dungeon.
Oh yeah, have you heard that they are scaling Labyrinth again in the movies in 4K?
Yes, just now.
Yeah, I might actually go and watch it at one point, even if it come to Hungary.
It sounds interesting, though I'm also cautious about modern remakes lately.
It's not a remake. It's in the same thing. It's just upscaled, I think. Is it a remake? I don't know.
I'm still cautious, depending on the will of the makers behind it and what they intended.
I mean, if it's just a upscale, it's gonna be fine. If it's a remake, yeah, I have problems with some remakes as well.
Well, there's some remakes like the Ghostbusters 2016, and
I haven't watched it. I have heard things about it. I haven't watched it.
There's also been sort of a sequel to like the movie Willow, but it's a television show, and I only heard that it definitely has very serious woke agendas. So either way, it can be messed up. But then I've also seen things that faithfully adapted the message of the previous, like the Dark Crystal television series on Netflix, is very faithful to the original movie. It's prequel though. It shows how the events of the Dark Crystal movie occurred by showing what happened in the past.
I mean, I have not watched the movie or the series either.
It's still I'm pointing it out as an example of a good follow up.
Yeah.
It can be done.
It can be, but sadly it is the smaller portion that is actually done well.
Oh, and here's another rare example. How to Train Your Dragon, the animated movie and the live action, almost absolutely identical on purpose. Shot for shot, scene for scene, word for word, everything. and it did have the same director.
That's good. And once again, I haven't watched the live action.
Yeah, it's like as if the only difference is the fact that it's live action. So, which version do you
I
want to
mean,
see?
that is a main difference. I have had a lot of problems with live actions as well, because there hasn't been too many that are normal. It sounds like this one is normal, and I know for a fact that the One Piece live action is normal.
Huh?
I wouldn't be able to say more about the others.
Now, live action goes only so far, unless they have real dragons in the world. Um, so take that into account too. The Lion King, quote unquote, live action is
No,
really just animated.
that was terrible. Like Pascal was not even singing at all.
It looks closer to photorealistic, but in fact, it was actually animated. Still,
Yeah.
just just in a different way.
I mean, it would have been better if they just did like what the National Geographic did. Like, just literally just take a footage of the real lions and voice over them.
Thank you for telling me about the Labyrinth follow-up, though. That I'll keep an eye on that. Another thing that was kind of a faithful follow-up, and again going back to Ghostbusters, but this time another movie called Afterlife. That was a very, very good follow-up to the first two movies.
Hmm. Once
That,
again, I haven't seen either of them.
yeah, well, in the case of Afterlife, you actually are missing out on something. I wouldn't call that story nearly as funny, but it is touching,
Or
and it
I
does
would
have some
rather
humor.
say I don't know if I seen it. That's more like it. Because
Okay.
in her game, most of the movies are called completely different. What the original language is.
Yeah, there's that. And honestly, your country's not the only one. I heard of other countries with the same film, but they renamed it, and so it's a little harder to realize if these two countries are not communicating with each other, that this film is also this film.
Yeah. Like the ring in English is the circle in Hungarian.
Add to that, if you want to watch some chronologically confused videos from the Angry Video Game Nerd, where he's might be talking about certain sequels that when they went to a different country, some of their sequels are missing, and even some are then given back but in a different order.
Huh. But yeah, so getting back to the actual not side track, go back on the track and on the train, because that's what they are.
Uh huh.
And remember, they still have a bubble around them, so nobody knows what they are talking about.
Yeah.
For all they
They may.
know, they might put white paint on their face, and they may be mimed.
Yeah. And that was Dr. Kelly's first time on the train, which she showcased with some excitement. Like, I'm in with to her as an antique.
I mean, we know. That would be funny actually if everyone from outside would see two mimes, because it's an illusion bubble, right?
Speaking of Dr. Kelly's reaction to this train, it reminds me of a quote from the Back to the Future. He was pointing at a television show and says, "Oh, I remember this one. It's a classic." And some kid was saying that, "What are you talking about, classic? It's brand new." When does this happen in the movie?
Right now, right here. But yeah, now Vision is able to save you in the past, in the future.
Right. Because that's what happens in the TARDIS adventures. They can have all kinds of timey-wimey shenanigans.
They know is literally one who is handling everything in terms and services. When she's installing something onto a computer. Which
This
you
is just
should, actually, but you're like, okay, tell me everything I need to know, no matter how much time it needs. Tell me everything, every little tidbit of what will
this,
happen.
this is just to show that not only did Daring do something important in the story already, but she also did something else to have a lasting contribution to it. And that's kind of a nice send-off for the character. There's actually one more chapter based on her, and it really is the last so far.
If this was a story, by the way, this would have played out in like, let's say, like 2 minutes. At least plus the hours when she's putting in yeah.
Yeah.
But the first thing is the thing in the beginning started the same, that they are casting the one, and then okay, please please attune yourself into this crystal because we shall may need it to save you in the future. Okay, done. That would have been the whole thing if this wasn't the story.
And it also means the whole party has access to whatever skills she happened to imbue into that crystal. Stirring might be to learn from it too. Or hell, even Dr. Kelly.
Yeah, so the problem is that if this goes into the wrong corpse, they can still easily just attune themselves into it.
Maybe, but they'll have to go through the dungeon if Daring was right.
Yeah, can you say that there is a safety measure that you can choose who you want to teach it to?
According to what Daring believes, those who attempt to go through the crystal is gotta earn it.
Yeah,
It's almost like her version of a password.
that's what she thinks
You
how
got-
it works.
You gotta go through the dungeon too.
Yeah, certainly not work that way, I assume. But yeah, they are going into Crystal Mountains. Where are they? Are they near the X?
No, you were correct. They are going to the Crystal Mountains because that's where the ice lilies are planted. And they're going past almost every other civilization except the Yaks. In fact, that is their direct destination. Is
I
they're
mean,
going
they
to
are
the Yaks
going
to get
past
their
the X as well. To put it on the peak, right?
well, eventually yes, but they're gonna have to find a guide in among the Yaks to find out where did you plant the plants. We planted them over here. Let's show you.
So
And we
this
promised.
must be after Pinkie Pie made contact with the X.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
this has to
No.
be.
No, it's not. Which possibly is a continuity error then. But the Golden Oak Library still stands. They met the Yaks when Twilight had her crystal castle.
Yeah. So they will not go into the Yak area. They might go around the Yak village
Well,
and not make contact.
they already made contact 100 years ago just to give the ice blue release, and now the modern society's got to fulfill a promise. I won't say the Yaks are open to all pony society, but they're open to at least daring. She earned
Ah,
the right.
he's not a pony.
Okay. Well, actually, Kelly is not a pony. She's a magi.
Yeah?
And daring is daring.
Yeah, who dares to come here? It's name. Oh, okay.
Who comes before the sacred presence of the everlasting know-it-all? Yogurt.
The everlasting noodle. But yeah, that's it for today. Let's see what's coming next. Next is gonna be a longer episode, so that actually might be two-parter. A quiet night in Ponyville. Oh, I guess we are going in Ponyville.
Well, yes, Ponyville, but at night and when it's quiet. I definitely know that one has some scene breaks in it.
And this is gonna be in 4 days.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for being here. And see you in 4 days. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.